Former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert told the Jerusalem Post that he is likely to run for Prime Minister in the next elections.
Perhaps one of the most significant factors in the last elections was that there was no challenge, a real challenger to the Prime Minister. And I think that there was a desire that there will be one that will be perceived and considered as a valid and solid contender against Netanyahu. And this is something that I will have to consider seriously towards the next elections.
On the Holy Land trial, Olmert said that the major accusations against him were not only false, but motivated by political agenda.
There was serious political effort by different political forces that were unhappy with my policies and that made every possible effort in order to try and get rid of me, and unfortunately they succeeded. Perhaps not for good as they anticipated, but at least for a while, which may have changed the face of the Middle East in many different ways, or what could have happened had I stayed in power.
Had he stayed in power, Olmert maintains that he could have reached a deal with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas on a peace agreement based on a plan Olmert initiated in 2007 for a two-state solution.
He says that he could have concluded a deal with me had I stayed in power for 3 more months. He said it openly and publicly and officially to the Israeli TV time and again, and he said it to many Israelis. So I think that the plan that I've presented, which is well known to the Prime Minister of Israel, should be put on the table by us, and we should say to Abu Mazen, you say that within 3 months you could have concluded a deal on the basis of this plan, let's do it.
Olmert says the peace process started by him has failed because of lack of trust between both sides.
You know, we can say we are ready to negotiate without any preconditions, but of course you can't signal to the Palestinians that you are going to build in every major part of the West Bank and at the same time sit and negotiate without preconditions. This is self-contradictory. It's not something that can work. So, I mean, you have to decide, and first of all, this is an Israeli decision. I don't want to relieve Abu Mazen of his responsibilities and his failures. And I don't say that there is no agreement because of the Israeli policies. There is no agreement because the two sides didn't do enough in order to come together, to come closer to each other in order to make an agreement.
Ehud Olmert will be speaking at the Jerusalem Post conference in New York City on April 28.